Just 1 week ago, we witnessed the Counter-Strike 2 market hit a new all-time high of over $5+ billion. And it's crazy how much impact one single update can have on the CS2 market. Because since we hit a new all-time high, we got the release of Season 2, Episode 1, which is also Season 3 beginning. And this is where everything changed for the skin market. It got posted on the 15th. This is, again, the same day that we got the all-time high hit around the CS2 market. The major change that changed everything around skins was simply the trade protected items. Today, we are introducing a new feature to help keep your Counter-Strike items secure. In the unlikely event that you lose control of your account or were the target of a scam by a bad actor, you may reverse all Counter-Strike item trades from the last 7 days. Now, on top of this, there's a lot of holds now when trading or buying skins, but the big reaction to all of this is that this just killed cash trading for skins. So now a lot of the private deals that you would be making around certain skins or certain, cases, things like that, a lot of people think that this is going to kill the market. And the reaction to this is, again, pretty rough, because if we actually look at the reaction to all of this, on the 17th, we saw $200 million get wiped out, which was quickly 267, then 361 million, and then $615 million. And again, this was just over the last week since this update. Now, considering this is the first video on this channel, you guys don't know, but I recently purchased over 5,000 CS2 cases. This is between the time of April up to around May. They include the Revolution cases, the recoil cases, the fractured cases, and even some souvenir cases that I think would be great long-term holds. But you could say that I purchased this at the wrong time. Or, you could say that I purchased it at a good time, because most of the speculation around this update is that this could be the death of the CS2 skin market. But what a lot of people don't realize is that with this trade reversion, right? If you were going to reverse a trade, there would most likely be an investigation into exactly why the trade would be reversed. They would probably be held in escrow. This is not going to be, all right, well, let me, go ahead and buy a skin, and then I get the skin in my inventory and I just reverse the trade and I get my money back. I don't believe that it's going to work like that, especially when we think about the reputation that Valve has held over the years and everything that's happened over the years as well. I think a lot of people think that this is going to unlock, a new dupe glitch, that the market's going to be duped and we're just going to see a full crash of the market. And it's just, in my opinion, one of the largest overreactions yet to an update like this. But we could see it across the board, right? And we could actually see the update here. Okay, when we think about this, all right, it's crazy to me that this is the type of reaction that we would get just from something like this. We hit a high of 5.13 billion, and now we're currently trading at about 4.5 billion. This is a massive loss in the market. We could see the difference here as well in terms of some of these skins over just the last 7 days. I mean, the butterfly knife fade in terms of factory new is down almost 14% in the last 7 days. Hedge maze gloves down 14+%. Pandora's box down almost 8%. The Karambit Doppler down 14+%. These are incredible opportunities out there if you really think about it. And if we're really looking at this from a zoomed out perspective, what is the market going to look like in just 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now? When we think about what's happening here, we are witnessing one of the largest sell-offs and one of the largest reactions to something as simple as, hey, we're now introducing trade reversion for anyone that is scammed or hacked. This is not a simple, buy and say, all right, well, I want to get my money back. Let me reverse the trade. I don't think it's going to be that simple, which is exactly why I think that right now we are seeing one of the largest opportunities in the skin market from an investor point of view, especially even around the case market. Because if we look at the case market itself, we could see that some of these cases are down 20+%. For an example, I told you guys the 3 cases that I recently purchased. Again, if we're looking at this from the last 7 days, recoil cases, 12.5%. Fracture cases, down 23%. The entire market is being wiped out, and I really do think that give it 3 months. Give it one single quarter. And I don't even think it's going to be that long, right? Because again, almost every single sell-off, just for an example, let's go back. Here is May 7th. Okay, May 7th, we hit a high peak of 5 billion plus. And then towards the middle of the month, we bottomed out completely at about 4.4 billion. From that point, we rallied a massive amount to the previous all-time high of 5.133 billion. And now we're having a deep sell-off very similar to this, or very similar to other reactions in time. I do think that this is one of the best opportunities to either tap into cases that are, pretty rare. If we look at some of these, I think that we really kind of look at the deepest sell-offs here. The Gamma case, for an example, is a solid opportunity here, down 26+%. Revolver cases are down 24+%. Gamma 2 cases, 24%. Like these deep sell-offs, especially the ones that are happening in the shorter time frames, like the 24-hour, I do think that these are going to be incredible opportunities. Danger zone cases, for an example, down 10.4% in the last 24 hours, down almost 17% in the last 7 days. I think that this could be a huge opportunity at this point. So, utilize this time to think for yourselves, right? While everyone is panicky about this or saying that the skin market is dead, that, this is the death of CS2 trading, take a step back and look at all of the previous updates that have caused a significant sell-off in the market, or maybe we just sold off from a peak, right? Things will bounce back. The skin market for CS2 is extremely resilient. We've noticed this over time as well. I think that this is just a major overreaction. We'll come back to this in, just give it a couple weeks, give it a month or so. I think that we're probably going to create more new all-time highs for the CS2 market. And I think that cases right now are probably some of the best opportunities right now, especially concerning the sell-off. But also don't forget some of these higher tier opportunities as well, because again, it's mainly looking at the reaction in the last 24 hours or the last 7 days. Some of these I would not really touch, but if we look at some of the higher tier opportunities, I mean, some of these are pretty rough, I gotta say, but just overall, we're mainly looking at just solid opportunities that we could see being a long-term investment. The main thing that I'm looking at is butterfly knives and how they react, because again, butterfly knives are for the most part pretty rare, and they are sought after in the CS2 market. But knives and even gloves, like these two things along with cases would probably be one of the best opportunities right now in this market. But it's just crazy to me how one update that simply adds just one mechanism that could help protect your account could cause this much panic. Like I said, utilize this time as an opportunity. Don't overreact to this. It's just one small drop in the market compared to where we are headed, in my opinion. And we'll definitely revisit this in another video. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed. Definitely leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on for more updates. And with that being said, peace out.